This video was sponsored by One Nest Studios. Elevate your sound. If you're looking for a studio that is reasonably priced to record your music, podcasts, etc., then you cannot go wrong with One Nest Studios. Contact the number down below or the email address or visit their website for more details. Thank you. Hi, this is my video on the HOMEET mini tripod for GoPro. Now this item is, I would say, is a competitor to the GoPro SHORTY, which I have here. Now I have done a video with the GoPro SHORTY versus the Ulanzi similar type of idea on this, and I'll try and leave a link to that video up there for it. Now this was going to be the fourth competitor in that verse match, but they had sold out at the time, so I'm just doing it now with the SHORTY versus the HOMEET. Now I do not know why they call it MP-3 on top. I really do not know why they have called that, but you can pick this particular item up from Amazon for $11.99, and I'll go around the box, and as you can see it states the word MP-3 on there, mini extension pole and tripod, and the picture of the actual unit in there. On the side it just shows you how it looks when it's fully extended with the legs closed, fully extended, legs open. On the back here, same again, what's written on the front, and just showing you that it's a SHORTY, extended SHORTY from 4.6 inches up to 8.9 inches or 11.7 centimeters to 22.7 centimeters. And it says here a portable mini extension pole and tripod for on-the-go activities. And on the back here you can get them in other colors. And now this is what you get in the box. You get this proprietary SHORTY in the box. You get a very small thumb screw in the box, and also you get a tripod, a 1/4 inch thread adapter in there in the box as well. Now going around this unit, we have rubber on all three legs here, so even if you get it in either color, this will be rubber in those colors. The rubber will be in those colors anyway. The rest of it is all made out of plastic. We have a metal type nut up here. This is a metal nut up here, and also as you can see you got the short screw thread thumb screw in there. Now the feet don't have any rubber at the bottom at all, but it has this kind of meshing in this webbing inside to give it added strength, and each feet here, as you can see here, has a locking mechanism on there, so it snaps into place and locks into place. Now I'm going to compare it with the GoPro SHORTY, and as you can see they're very similar, even in shape they're really similar. And style, they're very similar, even down to this, if you can see there where the hinges are and how the hinges holes are left open. Very similar. Now I'll stand them up, and they're practically the same length. Actually, yeah, practically the same length. The only difference is where the nut is, that is glued on or fastened to this actual unit. With the GoPro it's sealed, while with the HOMEET it's actually loose, see through. You can actually see the whole right through it, while this one is sealed. Now with the GoPro Shorty, you get this kind of screw type screw with it, while on the HOMEET you get this small GoPro thumb screw. Now, tell you the truth, I actually prefer the thumb screw than the nut, because when I was out and about in Budapest using my GoPro Hero 8, to release and tighten this was absolutely fiddly under the GoPro camera, really fiddly, while this would have been a much easier. So in the end I ended up bringing one of these with me and using that instead of using that. So I personally think this is far better than this. Now what I've done here is I've lined them up, and using the surface of this mat here, I'll try and get it, this line coming all the way down, I've placed the base of each of these two shorties on that line there to show you the actual length. Now as you can see, the HOMEET is just a little bit taller, probably about 1 centimeter or ½ an inch taller than the GoPro, as you can see there. Still opens out in 3 sections, and the HOMEET still has what they call a groove down the side of it, on either side, to give it added strength, and still built the same as the GoPro Shorty, with these plastic collars in there for each different section, which are colored black. So it is almost exactly like the GoPro. It's just that it has a little bit, as I said, ½ an inch, 1 centimeter or so, a bit longer than the GoPro Shorty. Now this is what the HOMEET looks like with a action camera on there. Now this is the GoPro Hero 8, and just in case you are wondering what the case is, it's a Ulanzi case, silicone case that's on there. I will do a video on this case in the future, but for now this is how it looks. The HOMEET looks like with an action camera on there, which is the GoPro. Now the actual extension length between this point here, which is the end of the mount, to the top of the handle is 4¼ inches in length. Now it feels very solid. It feels just as solid, if not more so in my opinion, than the GoPro Shorty. And in the hand, as I said, this is virtually the same shape as the GoPro Shorty, a bit with a dip in there, and the dip is because of the rubber. If the GoPro Shorty had rubber similar to this, it would probably most likely have that kind of dip in there. And in the hand, it feels exactly like the Shorty, but with more grip. That's what I got to say on this. It feels exactly like the Shorty, with more grip. It feels just as sturdy, if more sturdier, than the Shorty. Don't get me wrong, the Shorty is nice to hold. I do think it's quite nice to hold, but there is no rubber on it. There is no rubber, and when it comes to the summer, spring and summer, and you start to sweat, you will notice this. If you was to buy this and take these with you, especially in spring and summer, you would notice your hand will tend to grip this far more better when your palms start to sweat than this. This feels like it wants to slide out your hand. It does feel well built, the Shorty does, but this feels just as good. And considering that this, at the time, I think when I bought it, was £22, it's just a bit over half the price of this. If I knew about this, I would have bought this. If they had it in stock at the time, when I was looking for something like this, I would have bought this, but it wasn't in stock. So for feel, for build quality, just as good as the Shorty, if not better. Now I'm going to come across another point, what I said about the thumb screw. I much prefer the thumb screw, especially what HOMEET's provided here, the small thumb screw to the screw here. When this was under the camera, as I'll put it like so, when that was under the camera, it was so awkward to tighten with your fingers. I had to end up using a penny, a coin, to tighten that, and even that was awkward still under the camera to tighten that. So I know what GoPro was trying to do, make it look a bit more premium by putting this on there. But if you were going to do that, I'd personally make that a metal thumb screw like this, or an aluminium one, rather than this. So I prefer this to this. Now they do provide you here with a GoPro style mount to a 1/4 inch thread. Now this is for things like your Yi cameras or SJCAMs that have a female 1/4 inch screw thread built into the camera. Now you can put your camera straight onto this. Now I might be asked, what about 360 cameras, especially the Insta cameras, the Insta 360-1 and the 1X? You can put it on there, but because of the distance between here, I wouldn't bother. To me, those 360 cameras tend to work much better when they're further away from you on a longer selfie stick or pole rather than a short one. So personally, unless you're going to put a 360 camera on a table, then it would be good to put it onto this. But bear it in mind that if when you look down on a 360 camera with this particular mount, you will see these legs. So if you don't mind seeing these legs and to take them out of your picture and that, then use that 360 camera on here on top of this on a table or something like that to get your shot. This is how the two Shorties look side by side, the HOMEET and the GoPro Shorty. And straight away, just on this small table here, you can see the height of the HOMEET compared to the Shorty. It is a little bit taller, as I says, literally by a centimeter or 1/2 inch taller than the GoPro. Now, without focusing on the top here, if we look down at the legs here and how the legs have a footprint, or what I mean by footprint, how they splay out, the surface they take up when they are standing, the GoPro has a slightly wider footprint than the HOMEET. Now the HOMEET's footprint is narrower than the GoPro's, but because these are not really going to be most of the time, these are going to be just used for vlogging. That's what I think. They're going to be used for vlogging more than anything else. I wouldn't really care about the footprint, the narrow footprint compared to the GoPro, because I think the price dominates over everything of the shortcomings of this compared to the GoPro Shorty. Because as I says, they are built virtually the same. They feel virtually the same in your hand. The GoPro more plasticky than the HOMEET, because the HOMEET has this rubber on there. So if it's because of the narrow footprint that it leaves compared to the GoPro, I would be prepared to overlook that, because 9 times out of 10 this is going to be literally folded up in your hand most of the time, then rather than be placed on a table with the legs out like so. So I would be prepared to overlook that. Now this is my 2 pence worth on the HOMEET MP MP-3. I don't know why they call that that anyway. This is what my thoughts of it. This to me is, next to the Ulanzi, is far better to buy than the GoPro Shorty. The GoPro Shorty, you are only buying this product on one thing and one thing only. It's that little sticker, and I can't even get it into focus. There it is. That little sticker on that leg, and look how minute that sticker is. That is the only thing why you are buying this. This is made just as good as the GoPro, if not even better, and just a little bit tad cheaper than build than the Ulanzi. I would still put the Ulanzi ones, which is the MT-08 and the MT-09, just in front of this, but all three of them are still better than this. This is selling for far too much money, and GoPro knows this, and they're just playing on the name. I would say there's no negative things about this at all. As I said, they all feel virtually the same, roughly the same. As I said, this feels a little bit more quality than the GoPro, in my opinion. And save yourself some money, because for $11.99, that's all right for this. Especially when you're just going to use it for vlogging and just mainly taking selfies and just doing video selfies of yourself. That's all you need. And if you was to lose it, okay, it's £11, but rather than lose £11, then almost £22, ain't worth it. Now, normally I would do a negative on this and a positive, but I'd say that there ain't no negatives with this, and there's loads of positives. The prices are positive, the build quality of this, what you would expect, is a positive. The feel in the hand, much better than the GoPro, is a positive. The sturdiness of the stem, just like the GoPro, is a positive. I like the thumb screw, what they give you here, is a positive. The extra unit here, which they give you here, the extra attachment for Yi cameras and SJCAM cameras, or any other action camera with a 3/4 inch thread, or even your standard point and shoot camera, which has a 1/4 inch thread on there, is a positive. So it's just pure positives on this. So my thoughts, wrapping this up: save your money, buy this. Do not even contemplate buying that. If you want to buy it, I suggest buy it off Amazon. Buy it along with this. Have the both of them in your hand, and I bet you any money you'll send this one back and keep this. Now, if you've got the, I hope I said that right, the HOMEET MP-3, please let us know down in the comment what you thought about this product, because your opinions are different to my opinions. So please let us know down in the comment. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. I know my videos can be long, but I'd rather be thorough to save you the time in buying the actual item. Because if you do buy the item and then you say, oh, that guy on YouTube, he was right, this didn't feel this, or this didn't feel like that, and blah, 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 I'm saving you the time. Please like my video, and please subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.